Hello my friends. Today I wanted to show you how to make some simple ornament Christmas cards. We're going to be doodling on watercolor in gold pen. This is actually a poster that I made. I didn't do a video for this one, but I just wanted to show it to you. So I had made this poster and I really just had fun with 3 different colors and doodling different kinds of patterns in black, gold, and silver pens on top of the watercolor, and I really like the way this came out. So I thought, let's make some cards in a similar way. So the first step is we're just going to use, these are just watercolor cards. So they comes with a little bit of a nicer paper, and they come with envelopes as well. And we're just making some circles and filling them in with the color of our choice. And the way I made the circle, so I'm showing you 2 that I've already made, and I'm going to do another one right now together with you. So here's our blank card, and we're going to take, this is just like an old tape roll that I'm just using the inside as a circle guide. So put it somewhere in the middle. You can do a smaller circle if you like, and we're just going to trace it in pencil. Okay, there we go. We've got our little circle guide. And then pick whatever color you want. So I've done, this is a phthalo green. It's a really beautiful dark kind of turquoise green from Daniel Smith. And this one is indigo from Winsor Newton. And this one I've only done 1 layer of color. This one I actually did 2 layers to get it to be a little bit more saturated. I'm going to see how it dries and then see if it needs another layer, because the darker it is, the nicer the contrast will be with the gold pen. So for this one, I thought I would try pink. So I have a Quincridon pink from Daniel Smith here as well. And what I like to do is I use a big brush. So this is like the brush I'm using is a size 12 snap brush, Princeton snap brush. And I'm just wetting it, and I'm going to wet the circle because it just makes the color spread really nicely. So you're just wetting the entire circle, so you can go quick and rough in the middle, and then when you get to the edges, just go a little bit slower. And if you see that line at the end, this pencil line, you can always go over it in gold pen and it'll just make a nice edging to the ornament, and we'll cover that right up. So we're just doing as close as we can to the edge. Okay, so it's all wet. And now I'm just going to wet my brush with some of the color. And I might do a few layers of this to make it a really rich color. So let's do our first layer. Here we go. Ooh, that's so pretty. It spreads so nicely in the water. Okay, so the first one, we're just gonna do it very carefully around the edges. You can move the paper so it's more comfortable to get to those edges, like that. And this is pretty pale, not super pale, but it's not as deep a color as I'd like. So I'm gonna add a little bit more pigment, let it dry, and then probably do a second and maybe a 3rd layer. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I've gotten close to that edge. If it's a little bit messy, don't worry. As I said, you can always just trace it with gold at the end. Okay, so there's our first kind of base layer. Now, while it's still wet, I can go in, take a little bit more paint on my brush, and add some more in, like this. Now this watercolor card paper, I think it's Strathmore. I'll grab it in a second to show you, and I'll put the details in the description below as well. It's not the best quality watercolor paper, so it's not cotton paper like Arches. So you're not going to get the most fancy results, but for this purpose where we just want one solid color, it's perfectly fine. And in fact, because it's pretty smooth, it makes it easy to doodle on. So I think it's good. Okay, I'm getting a little bit messy here, but I'm trying to straighten it out. Okay, I think this one's gonna have an edging of gold for sure. Okay, so that's our first layer, and I'm just kind of doing these circular strokes only in case you see any of the stroke lines when it dries, I want it to look kind of rounded. So that's why I'm doing this. And almost like getting to like the shiny part of a ball in one corner. Again, it might not happen as it dries, like it might just dry evenly, but just in case, you can just do this kind of curving lines. All right, so we're gonna leave that alone now to let it dry, and then we'll come back and I'll just show you what the other ones look like right now. So the indigo one looks pretty dry, and I think it's pretty deep color, so I might just leave this one. I think it's okay. No, it's not dry yet. It takes a little bit to dry. The green one, I had done 2 layers, and I really like that coloring. I think it's beautiful. So the gold's gonna go nicely on that one. And then we'll have our pink one, and I think we'll have a nice set of cards in the end. I'll be back shortly. So I just wanted to show you, it was Strathmore watercolor cards. It comes as a 10-pack with envelopes as well. And they are 5 by, what do they say, 5 inches by 6 7/8, so almost 5 by 7. And this is the envelope that it comes with. These are the last 3 cards that I have. And as I said, it's not cotton paper, but it's perfectly fine for simple kind of watercolor drawings like we're doing today.